Hey, hey, hey! This is Kurt the Boat Doctor. Hey, a little dark in here. We might have to turn on the interior lights here. Get some lights in here. See how that works? This switch right here, interior lights, turns those lights on all the way back. Really cool. Anyway, I'm the Boat Doctor. Anyway, my videos are raw, like live. That way you can see what I really go through, and there's no fake editing or anything like that. I do it just so people can see actually what's going on. Like I say, that way you know there's no editing going on in the videos. And then you'll see that maybe some of the problems that I have. I run all new used service boats out and I check them. Sometimes I diagnose the problem. I set up all the electronics. So sometimes when I'm in here, you'll see me dinking around with that, and then I'll pause because at one minute it worked, the next minute it didn't. So then I end up fixing it, and then you see that I fixed it. So anyway, that's one thing on mine. I don't hold back. I'll tell you the truth. I make a list of anything I see wrong. Anything can happen on new or used. Okay, it's early in the morning, as you can see, so I'm a little slow. Anyway, this was, it's a 21-foot, 18 by 42 degree hole. I imagine this is a 70-gallon fuel tank or fuel cell in here. But this is a real nice boat. This is a partial hardtop with trays. Now up there, I think it could be an option, but a dome light, I don't know if you really need it because of these lights right here are pretty bright. And maybe that's why he didn't have a rear deck light. It doesn't have that. That's an option as well. And the ski pylon back, I don't know if it has that or not. That is an option as well. This Garmin is his. I just kind of went and said a few little things that he probably didn't know about. And then he's got this AIS VHF radio. It's working good. That's on this accessory switch. This accessory switch here is to turn on the power to this. Then this here is just an auxiliary switch. And that there is the anchor light, which works. That's wipers. That's a bilge, which works. That's a horn. You got your trim tabs there, but you got to turn the key on. Fuel gauge, I don't know what is going on unless he has his fuel reading off here, but you do have power here. But I'm going to check that when I'm out there. Okay, so it sounds like the bar is rough. Trim tabs are working, then all the way up, all the way down. See how they're working there? Then I can bring them up. Now they're going to blink sometimes when you're like that. When they go all the way up, they're going to stay blinking. See, so when you turn the key off or on, they're going to make sure they're all the way up all the time. So then you just got to tap one of these and it stops the blinking. Some people say, you know. And then you got a 703 control for here. And of course, if it's right here and you go to start it, it will not start. It has to be back into neutral. Now the main motor, this is for the main, is EFI, so all you do is turn the key and it fires up. Kicker motor, you actually have to pump the primer bulb and give it like maybe 2-3 pumps down, bring it back, lift this lever, just to where you feel a little friction, then give it a little extra gas. The important part is push and turn. Leave that key pushed in and turn. If it acts like it's gonna die, push in on the key, release it. If it's gonna die, push in again. And then if it takes off on a high idle, just bring it down a little bit, then it'll come back on idle again until you bring it all the way down. Shift it to make sure it's not going to die on you. Okay, so I'm going to turn the radio off here. Interior lights I'll leave on. And I think the steering needs bled, and the way you can find out, see, and then he's got a ram saver on there. You can, so make sure you take that off before you get to the water. But see, if I turn it here and turn this wheel just back, put my hand on the wheel, see how much I'm turning it? Before that motor turns, that steering needs bled. That's how you can tell. You go to the right all the way hard, then you put your hand back up here again, look at the motor. You're watching? There, it ain't moved there. See, that's a whole half turn. So that, see, my hand ended up here, so that steering needs bled. Or it's gonna get kind of sloppy, and if you ever get autopilot, you definitely want that almost where you can barely this much each way. But see here, I got all that slop, but just a little this and this is all you can have if you're trying to set up autopilot. Because if you got this much slop, you'll never get that autopilot set up. Not that you have it, but down the future. Okay, and then he's got some extras in here. He's got his wash down hose. Connects, so that looks like he's got like a downrigger. Norco AC port. So it's a plug. Either he can hook up like electric downriggers, crab davit, reels, and sometimes you can use those sockets also for a battery charger. Down in here, there is a, if I can get that thing out, these are buggers. There you go. Way back in there, you can't see it, but there's a valve. And what that valve does is closes this right here, so no water comes in. And that's a big fish box. You can use that for like bleeding out your tuna. Okay, there's your 10 micron right there. And I like that light actually. So basically we're gonna look back here. Yes, it does. Make sure this is open, but don't take that all the way off. You're gonna have good luck trying to get that back on because they're fine threads. So if it does come off, take it easy. Don't try to force it, make sure it goes on easy. And that's what that switch is for. And this one here is for your wash down. You always want the cap on if you don't have your hose, or turn this valve off, because if not, water will force in here. Dual batteries, and I'm gonna see on, yeah, by God, they did it. You just pump this up. This is the initial, so you always want it when you put a new filter, fill this up with fuel, or you'll be pumping like a son of a gun trying to get fuel to your motors. Because see, this is done the right way. Then you just pump fast, release, and you kind of want to do this before you get, when they're brand new, before you get to the water, because then you could have a airlock or something. Okay, and that's good, that's good. Lock that up. Your battery switch is over there. Batteries, got dual batteries. Like I say, those lights are really nice. And that's probably why they didn't put a rear deck light, because of these. Down the road, these on Garmin's you can hook up cameras. I like those, they're a little expensive, but the infrared night vision cameras for the front and the back. That way you can watch the back of the boat, then the front of the boat if you're out there. They're little cameras, cool as hell. Rear entry door, C-Star hydraulic steering, ladder, which makes it nice getting up and down when they're parked. North River, both NRB, and right here 21 means 21 foot. The last two digits is 22 foot. Anchor light there, you don't need it because you got one up here. Welded downrigger brackets. Like I say, it's an 18 by 42 degree hole. Paint, full paint. I tighten up the Garmin, that's 51 I believe. Got trim tabs. This is a 200 inline 4-cylinder, total saltwater protected. That's one nice thing with Yamahas. They are the only true saltwater series motor. 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer, special on the silver on the paint. It's a 15 pitch aluminum, right hand rotation, 11 by 7 on the 9.9. You got zinc on every cylinder. There's 4 cylinders here, 2 here. You got zincs on the block, you got zincs here, you got zincs up underneath. The little motor's got zinc right here, you got zinc there. Same thing with the internal zinc adenoids. You got your freshwater flush. Here's your P-tube right over here. Okay, you say you're at the water, it was working, then all of a sudden it quit. Carry a paper clip with you. Both motors have this. Untwist it and pop it up into that. Okay, if for some reason it doesn't clear it, it doesn't take much to plug that sand, anything gets up in there, you can actually pop this up, pull that hose off, and if you got water coming out, that means it's still working, but this is still plugged. And if you don't, that hose that goes into here, you can actually take that paper clip and jam up in there as well. So then I normally trim this up before I leave, take this ram saver out like this. There we go. Need to go up more. There we go. And then you bring that down just a hair. Okay, got 2 bunks, 2x6s with slicks. Gear bath oil hubs, brown good, white bad, 5 lug, 80 pounds, 50 pounds on the tire pressure. And I just give you this so then you have this on record. And I think these are ST20575R14s, I believe, yep. You got discs on all 4, which are a lot better way to go. These to fill them, there's a Ellen head. You can't see because it's right down up underneath here. And you want to make sure, put a level on the trailer, make sure it's level, take that off. If it's down to here, just fill it up to about to here, come back in 10 minutes, just pour a little bit at a time. If it comes up to here, walk away for 10 minutes, add just a little. You don't want to overfill these. If you do, you want to make sure you drain some of that out. And these are torsion axles. You got your top. This is a partial hard top. That's a hard top up there. You got your sides, your backdrop. And if you notice, they weld up into here. That's really important because a lot of times when they do, they put these together, take them apart. North River's only one that I know that does that, because then they already have the drill marks, then they rig them, so you don't have fresh drill marks through fresh paint, which can cause corrosion. And that's why they weld these, is because when they paint them, if they didn't, you could maybe not have full paint up under there, and then the water can get up there and blister. So that's same thing down by the chine. They don't put it all the way down, which is smart. And North River's the only one that I know too, and I think they still do this. Yeah, see how they silicone? They silicone all these snaps. That's where, you know, corrosion can get built up. That's when sometimes you have a hard time getting the snaps undone. But that's the silicone will help that. The windows you can open up, this one, or this one, or just this one, or just that one. Dual wipers, windows stop right there. Big scuppers, like the big boys. You got 3 of them, shallow deck, which you want. Again, like I said, 42-degree bow entry. Keeps it sharp, keeps the water down and away from your window. And you got the diamond plate